So remember last week when I said I only had 2 jobs for this upcoming short? Well, I lied. Editing. 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 So, as you might have guessed, my third job for this upcoming short is that of editor. Now, editing is something that I had zero experience with basically before I joined building characters, and it is pretty awesome. Now, I know I've mentioned before how there's, a lot of differences between stage acting and film acting, and I'm not going to go into that too much this week because the real thing is editing not in stage acting, It's kind of quintessential to filmmaking in general. Editing really lets you kind of tell the story the way you want to tell it. And in that respect, it's kind of awesome. It's a great tool and is really one of the things that makes filmmaking such a unique art form. Now, at Building Characters, all of us 4 have to edit all of our own vlogs and stuff like that on a weekly basis. So I've gotten quite a little bit of experience editing so far, but it's been pretty fundamental stuff. I've also helped to edit one of our weekly sketches, but beyond that, I hadn't undergone a very extensive project yet, and I volunteered to edit our upcoming monthly short. Fun little side note, so at the time of filming this video, I actually haven't finished editing our upcoming short, so future Ethan, I believe in you. You can do it. But even though I haven't finished editing my video yet, I'm still going to share with you some of the things I've already kind of noticed and, am going to make sure I pay more attention to next time or set more time aside to focus on next time. Yeah. One of the things I quickly noticed in editing was how you need to pay attention to what people are wearing when you film. So some clothes don't appear on camera the same way they do in real life. And I'd actually heard about this before, and I'd always heard from, watching celebrity interviews or, talk shows and stuff that they always say to avoid patterns on clothing because they don't appear real well on camera. And boy, is that true. I'm sure there's some technical reason why it makes it look like it does, but, very intricate patterns just don't look right. It just makes, I don't know, it just doesn't follow it right, and it's weird. It's hard to explain, but I'm sure there's a technical explanation for why it happens, but even though I have access to Google, I didn't look it up before I made this video. And I'm not going to now because I'm lazy. The other thing I noticed is how there's a lot of footage. I mean, a lot. We easily had for our upcoming short over 100 different takes of various scenes that we had to shoot. And one of the first things as an editor that you kind of have to go in and do, at least when you have such a small group as we do, is match all of the audio to the video. And that by itself is so time consuming. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun in a enjoyably monotonous kind of way, but it eats up a lot of time, and a lot of time that I was not expecting to have to spend doing such a task. So going ahead in the future, I really need to make sure I can, set enough time aside to just, do the legwork of setting everything up so I can actually begin to edit. The third thing I'm gonna talk about though is watching yourself in a film that you're editing. So now, obviously this isn't a problem every single person's gonna have because I don't think a lot of time you as an actor are also the person who's editing the project that you're doing. But again, with a group our size, it happens quite often. So it's something that at Building Characters we do on a pretty regular basis. But boy, let me tell you, it's a interesting experience watching yourself act the same scene 20 times in a row sometimes. Okay, that's a bit of an overstatement. But we did film some scenes, 7 or 8 times, and it is hard to be objective. I've heard different things from different people about their reaction to seeing themselves, on film, but I am not a fan of Screen Ethan. I like to think of him as a different person almost, like it's not really me in a way. It helps me sleep at night, so don't ruin that for me. But I mean, it's been quite a hurdle so far, and I mean, it's been a lot of character building on my part, I think. Character building characters. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to talk about today. Joys of editing, and I am gonna have this be a relatively short video because I still have some more editing to do, not only on this after I finish filming it, but also on that other short, which I mentioned earlier. But don't worry, it will be done by Saturday, and I won't be fired. But as I continue to make more videos here, I really look forward to learning more about editing and all of the cool things it has to offer, because again, it's a fundamental pillar of filmmaking in general and something that I really need to know more about. And without it, you wouldn't be able to get fun intros like the one I made for this video. Instead, it would look something like this. Editing. 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 Nah, that's probably good.